Andrew Tate is back in the U.S., and I have a lot of thoughts about this. I definitely don't think that he should not be allowed as a citizen of the United States, but we also have to remember that there has been very clear evidence that whether he's been convicted or not, this is not a good dude, and he is definitely guilty of crimes.
Earlier this week, we got to view the charges levied against Andrew Tate and compare it to the evidence that was already publicly available. And what we found was him self-snitching for hours on end, selling an online course for how to traffic women for hundreds of dollars.
It teaches basically how I got girls, how I met girls, how I got girls to like me, how I got girls to fall in love with me to work on webcam for me.
And then once when he was arrested in late 2022, he started hiding the evidence, lying in interviews.
I have said, my job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, get her to fall in love with me to the point where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together.
No, I've never said that.
And even going as far as hiding pages and removing his website from the Wayback Machine. I'm not one who normally agrees with Sneeko, but I might this one time.
I've always said this on my stream. If they hide it, then it's the truth. If they have to delete it, then it's the truth.
And Sneeko agrees with me. This guy is guilty.
So, I definitely have issues with the law that is the lover boy method thing. I don't think that should be illegal. But we can't take what we want as the law. The law in Romania is that is illegal.
This information is available in my previous videos, so if you're out of the loop, that's the place to catch up. And now even more charges have been levied against the Tate in the form of money laundering and trafficking minors. And guess what? He is 100% guilty. How do I know this? Because he won't stop self-snitching. It's all over his $337 course on running a webcam business. So let's start with...
So this is the biggest thing for me. That whether he's been convicted or not, whether he's been accused of this, that, and the other, whether he's been under house arrest, where he's allowed to go, any of these things, this man said these things.
The new charges. DICOT, the Romanian Directorate for the Investigation of Organized Crime and Terrorism, has now brought 3 more charges to the Tates. That being crimes of money laundering, favoring the perpetrator, influencing statements, and trafficking minors. Now this was translated from Romanian, so I want to address the translation error. Google Translate converts the statement to, this case was ordered to be dismissed when it comes to these new charges.
That's huge. Everybody thinks these charges were dismissed, but hear out Willie Mack.
Have been proudly spewing this all over the internet, but that's simply not true. It's just that the specific Romanian word doesn't have a direct translation from Romanian to English, so it
Google Translate is not always your friend.
Incorrectly translates to dismissed. This is a common legal phrase used in Romania for when the prosecution is trying to separately investigate and charge the individual, instead of resolving it together in a single case. This phrase is used in Romanian court all the time. Feel free to look it up yourself.
And again, that does not mean that the courts are not corrupt. It could very well be exactly what we saw with Donald Trump, but what we're about to see is outside of the scope of the law.
Charges are coming, and Andrew Tate is definitely guilty of at least one of those things, that being trafficking minors.
Guys, really quick, if you are new here, please do hit that like and subscribe. I am live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm actually going to be talking about this tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern.
As Andrew admits, one minor, that being Tate's bottom bitch, Vivian.
Your bottom bitch, the new girl, you go out for a nice dinner. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling. The girl has to hear from a girl. And this is where your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good first girl.
And maybe you've heard this before, but do the math. Hear me out and do the math.
My first girl was so good, it was easy. And your whole business has to be built off the back of your bottom bitch. So if you have a girl in mind, you're already fucking her, picture.
Vivian, along with one other woman, is also being charged in this case because she was playing a key role in trafficking these girls to Romania.
You do.
Our own little Ghislaine Maxwell.
In my situation, where you have a girlfriend of 6 years, and you try and bring a new girl in, you actually have to downplay your relationship with the girl of 6 years, which is difficult. And I only get away with that because the girl of 6 years plays along. So Vivian's been with me 6 years, Vivian's been with me 6 years, 6 years.
Remember this, he's been dating Vivian for 6 years.
She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything. And we met and we fell, whatever, we're in love. But when a new girl comes, she'll go, oh yeah, I started off working for him and it's just how it worked out. She'll super downplay us. So that the new girl feels like, well, they're just kind of working sex, and now I'm here, and he likes me, and she can believe in her mind that she can be equal. But that's basically how it works. I've got my main bitch, my bottom bitch, Vivian.
But when Tate first pulled her into this business, it turns out she was young, like very young. In this course from 2019, Tate explains how Vivian was his first girl that he's been with for 6 years. When he first started
6 years, 2019.
The webcam business.
So yeah, that's how it started. I met Vivian in Slovakia. We had a long-term relationship thing. I was living in England. I moved her to England to be with me to start doing my webcam company, which I started. And you try and bring a new girl in. You actually have to downplay your relationship with a girl of 6 years. When I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28, Vivian's like 21.
Do the math on that one.
So before we even do the math, this already is under the lover boy method. Again, I think that that is a stupid law and is actually kind of sexist in the way that it takes away agency from grown women. But that's another discussion. The fact is, that is an admission of guilt. But that's not the part that I'm concerned about.
Vivian was only 15 years old when Tate brought her in the webcam business.
She was only 15!
That's not even the age of consent, let alone for the creation of pornography. So 10 years ago, he
Even if it was, would you be alright with that?
would have been 26 with a 15-year-old. His words, not mine. He put this on the internet. It boggles my mind that somebody could be this stupid. I need a break.
Me too. And definitely go check out the rest of Willie Mack's video. He's got a bunch of them. And like I said, tonight we are going to be talking about this. And I think it's going to get very interesting.